to get everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, just one. Sure. I have struggled with my weight my entire life. I know you're all probably thinking, but a few months ago, 9 to be exact, I had to have weight loss surgery. My health was on the decline. My blood pressure was pretty low, but my cholesterol was through the roof. I was having heart problems. I was being monitored for diabetes. And I had plantar fasciitis so badly that I could barely walk. This was me at 240 pounds and at my unhealthiest. This is me today, and I am now diabetes free. I no longer have to do that. I am also no longer have plantar fasciitis, and they no longer have to monitor my health, my heart. The word epidemic is a pretty interesting word. The definition of epidemic is a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at any particular time. Infectious. So think about that, and think about saying obesity is an epidemic. Many experts on the subject matter use the word often to bring awareness, and then some would even say that it is being blown out of proportion. And I ask you the question, does putting on a few extra pounds really warrant the word epidemic? Regardless of where you stand on the subject, you can't hide the fact that obesity is on the rise, and it is in fact a society issue. 35% of Americans aged 20 years plus are obese. To quote Major General Alan Bachelet, 3 in 10 young adults 18 to 24 can't join the Army or any other branch of the military, primarily due to obesity. That's 10% of our youth, and that's as of 2015. Experts expect that to rise to over 50% by 2020, and that's only a few years away. There are no definite answers as to what is driving America's chronic weight problem. Scientific studies have come to many theories, but most of the evidence points to 2 causes, and that is too much food and too little exercise. Research published by the World Health Organization found that a rise in fast food sales correlated to the rise in body mass index. And Americans love their fast food. Such food makes up about 11% of the average American diet, and 15% of McDonald's 22 million visitors a day go to the sales of Happy Meals. And that's about 3.2 million Happy Meals a day in the US. And the CDC reports that 34% of the kids aged 2 to 19 eat fast food daily. This type of consumption of fast food has been linked to habits and then to weight gain in adults. There was this video I watched recently of what we consume for breakfast versus other countries, and I found it so fascinating. We treat breakfast like it's a dessert. We eat Pop-Tarts. We eat cereals like with extra sugar. We eat donuts. And don't get me wrong, I love donuts, okay? But we are eating 76.7 grams per day of extra sugar. Have you ever heard the expression, we are what we eat? A nutritionist once told me that what we start our morning off with can set the tone for the rest of the day. So if you eat something healthy, you are more likely to choose healthy foods for the rest of the day. And if you eat something not so healthy, you're going to start choosing those types of food the rest of the day. It's a habit. It's a form. But it would be really unfair for me to give fast food and the places and the selections of our food all of the credit. As Americans, we have problems with portion size. And Texas isn't the only state in America who likes to go big, okay? But small just doesn't exist any longer. You can go into Whataburger or any other fast food chain and try to order a small, and you get a cup the size they would think that you were Bigfoot. But my family came to visit a few weekends ago, and we went to a local restaurant that just opened, and there's 7 of us. We sit down, we order our food, and when we get it, there's enough food on that table to feed 14. And luckily enough that I share food with my husband, and I share plates with him. Unluckily, we wasted not only a lot of food, but we could have eaten all of this off of the one plate. There was just that much food on the table. So if we are consuming all of these calories and not getting enough exercise, what do you think that does to our body? A lack of exercise is a major culprit in obesity epidemic, and it's stated that 80% of Americans don't get enough exercise, and according to the CDC and a research done by Physical Activity Council, 28% of us are classified as totally sedentary. All but 6 states have gotten rid of PE as a requirement in public education. Less than 5% of adults participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each week. And we also spend an enormous amount of time on electronics. The US is the 6th worst nation when it comes to staring at screens. We're talking 3 to 5 hours just surfing the internet. Nothing in particular, just surfing. 13 plus hours playing video games. And 5 plus hours just watching television. The American Red Cross says that 60 million Americans have heart disease. So chances are you know someone with heart disease. Obesity is the leading cause of heart disease, and you are at a significant risk of developing diabetes. Obesity doesn't just increase the risk of heart disease and stroke, but it is also a major cause in gallstones, osteoarthritis, and respiratory problems. So my question stands, is obesity an epidemic? Experts say it is. And as I have pointed out, it is clearly a problem in America. Our health is put at significant risk because of the food we eat, the amount of food we eat, and the amount of exercise we do, or in this case, don't do. I have a favorite quote about parenting. It's up here. I don't really know who said it, but I love it. And it's kind of, it speaks to volumes to what we're talking about right now, as our children are watching. What we do speaks louder than anything that we say. And I love that because it's true. We need to set examples for our young adults, because if we don't, obesity will clearly, without a question, become an epidemic.